So wanted to jump on here real quick. A couple things that we need to discuss as it just got released earlier today via a Kyle Shanahan presser. And that will be topic 1, 49er injury updates. Kyle came out, spoke to the media today, and said things aren't looking good on the Deebo front. Said they initially came back negative. His shoulder was fine, but it actually came to be that he's got a hairline fracture in his shoulder. So not only is he going to miss Monday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings, he's also going to miss the week thereafter. Shanahan specifically said until the bye. So meaning Deebo Samuel will not be playing football for the next 3 weeks in hopes that this time off he will be ready to go following the bye at 100%. Let's hear what Kyle Shanahan had to say more specific.
And Deebo will be out. And Deebo's changed. Took x-rays and MRIs earlier in the week. Didn't have anything. Pain was still there, so we got a CT the other day and found a hairline fracture. So he'll be out this game, next game, and we'll see after the bye week.
So obviously not great. You know, again, as I've said before in previous videos, that this is pretty common now, unfortunately, that Deebo Samuel, he gets injured. And he landed on his shoulder when he did his one offensive play, that little run around, and landed on his shoulder weird, so now it's fucked up. So Deebo Samuel is out for the next 3 weeks. Also, something that's pretty important, Trent Williams listed as doubtful. Again, something not good. However, if Trent were to miss a game, I would be okay with him missing this game, regardless of what players we have on the field. When we have Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Purdy, Elijah Mitchell, you know, we have enough pieces that we should be able to win the game. The Vikings have not been a great football team this year. Realistically, they kind of fucking stink. But, you know, they are going against Kirk Cousins. They have no Justin Jefferson, which is obviously huge for the 49ers. And our defense, we're going to have everybody on. It sounds like Dre Greenlaw is day-to-day, or he's limited. So, you know, I don't think there's going to be any issue that we will see Dre Greenlaw on the field, which, again, we missed his presence last week against the Brownies, but we need him for the Vikings. As long as our defense is healthy, they should be able to hold it down, and we should be able to put enough points on the board with still our variety of offensive weapons. People tend to forget Elijah Mitchell was a fucking dog before, you know, he got riddled with injuries, and then obviously we traded for CMC. So we need to get Elijah Mitchell going, and then we also have a stable of backs behind him as well that, you know, they run with force. They got speed. Our offensive line, healthy for the most part, but look out for Trent Williams not playing on Monday Night Football as well. And then after that, I think everybody's okay regarding CMC. It sounds like he's day-to-day as well. So my guess, he'll suit up. I fucking pray that, you know, whatever it is he's dealing with, he went out and practiced on Saturday with no issues, or that he was good enough to practice. So, and obviously people that have watched CMC and gotten to know him specifically when he's come to the Niners, the guy does not want to be out. He wants to play. He's a fucking football guy. You know, what do you expect? So I anticipate CMC will play. And if so, there should not even be a question about who should win this game. CMC, again, he changes everything if he plays. And I will have, instead of good confidence, I will have great confidence that the Niners will come out with the dub against the Minnesota Vikings. So I will caveat that with saying, because he is battling and banged up Christian McCaffrey, hopefully Kyle does enough to mix in other backs. So, you know, I don't want Christian McCaffrey ideally to be getting 20, 25 touches. Hopefully he can get like 10 to 15 productive. And then of course, you know, we'll have Ray McLeod filling in for Deebo. So yeah, should be interesting, but some good news along with some not so good news, but overarching, every team battles with injuries. And I think, thankfully, none of these injuries are serious enough where it's like they're knocked out for the season, knock on wood. But again, Niners should go out there, dominate, ball, and our defense will be locked and loaded. Second topic, game of the week. I was looking at the games, and to probably nobody's surprise, I think this would be a common consensus around the NFL and the NFL fans. Miami Dolphins travel to Philadelphia to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Sunday Night Football, I'm fucking juiced for this game. There is a lot of playmakers all over the field. I think right now, as being a fan, obviously, of Mike McDaniels, the former protege of Kyle Shanahan, following him, I always root for Mike McDaniel. I think the guy's fucking awesome, and clearly he's smart as shit when it comes to offensive scheme. He was a run game coordinator with SF, but now he's the head coach calling all the plays, and that short motion or cheat motion, that was developed by him that now literally everybody in the league does. So that game is going to be exciting. I would not feel comfortable with any team being the other team coming up against this Dolphins team, which is a fucking wagon right now. Those guys are playing ball. They're fast as shit. They got playmakers all over the field. Honestly, it would be an epic Super Bowl, being biased as a Niner fan, seeing the Niners versus the Dolphins. I don't think anyone would be mad at that. But, the Dolphins coming in, they obviously had a hiccup earlier in the year. They have done nothing since but fucking dominate. So it'll be interesting to see how Philadelphia's defense does going up against a high caliber offense and schemer / coordinator / head coach. And then, of course, obviously the Dolphins defense have picked up quite dramatically since they got their new defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio, who's been he's shown that he still got it. So that will be good. And then, of course, the Eagles have been off to a little bit more of a rough start. But when I say rough start, they've lost one game, so they've managed to win. They find ways to make plays to get the job done. So it will be a good battle. It'll be a good battle. Philadelphia, they obviously have the ability to win any game that they're in. Currently, right now, the odds makers show Philadelphia at 3 under. So, betting man, I will happily take any time the Dolphins are getting points. So I will be siding with the Dolphins and +3. But again, Philadelphia, it could be an off night. You just don't know. You don't know. And it's going to be a fun as fuck game to watch. See what creative things Vic Fangio's come up for the brotherly shove when that gets drawn out, because you can see now teams are starting to counter. One thing I would watch for when it comes to that brotherly shove, because Philadelphia's had so much success with it and other teams clearly have not. So it's unique to Philadelphia with how good they are at executing that play. Is let's see if they try a hard count. I bet that is coming, and hopefully that may be something that we see. But of course, offensive and defensive side, they're stout in the run game. They have a massive front, just big body boys up there on the D line for Philadelphia. So that we'll see. I think that's where Miami's potential weakness is, albeit McDaniels is a good schemer, so obviously he will scheme this up knowing he's going up against a dominant defensive line. But I think that's where the game could be made, or that's where the game could make or break, is the offensive line of the Dolphins versus those fucking dogs defensive line, Philadelphia Eagles. So I'm excited to see Jalen Carter in another primetime game, and of course they got a whole bunch of players on the back end and their receivers. I mean, Philadelphia's fucking stacked as well too. So exciting game, Sunday Night Football. I will be fucking dialed and tuned in. I am going to take Dolphins +3. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Week 7 is in progress right now. Can't wait for these games. And of course, as it comes to closer to Monday Night Football, we got some players. We got some players that are going to be out, but we have enough players. Shouldn't even be a question. Kirk Cousins, I think we like playing those types of quarterbacks, the non-mobile quarterbacks, so to speak. I think Bosa can have a good night and actually get his sack numbers up, even though he's been phenomenal throughout the year already thus far with missing training camp. So with that being said, appreciate you guys sticking around. If you like the channel, like, subscribe, comment. I'm here for the people. I am the people. Loving the NFL, and it's in full swing right now. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums.